All right. Looks like we're on here. I think we're on. I love the live stream stuff. I just want to make sure I'm on there. Yeah, I love this. All right, here we go. Good, good, good. So I'm on. I love this live stream stuff. Not gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna be going live a lot when I'm doing videos now because I get to share stuff. So what I want to talk about, I actually did a. So I'm working on my course, and that should be done here pretty soon because I love doing it. And this one's gonna be on Social Security. The segments I've been doing, I've been working on developing AIME, your average index monthly earnings for your full retirement age, your PIA, all this stuff. And so I don't want to have anything on my course that you can get on YouTube, if that makes sense. I think I have 2 videos on my course they can get on YouTube, but everything on my course is specific to my course. That's all there is to it. And just as an FYI, I'm going to charge $250 initially for the course, and then I'll raise it by 1 January. So just FYI, I plan on having that done here ASAP. Love it. All right. So what I want to share with you today is I want to show you how Social Security. So we're going to go into this, and I did a video on this earlier today, which is the updated formulas. Let me see if I can make sure. Am I showing this to you guys? Hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right. Sweet. Why can't I see myself? Hold on just a second. Yeah, whatever. All right, so I'm going to show you the updated bend points. So if you go here, this, and I'll put this link in the notes here. Hold on a second. So we got the updated bend points, and the bend point is how you figure out your PIA, your primary insurance amount. Your PIA is the amount you get at your full retirement age. All right, so the amount you get at your full retirement age for me is 67. If you're born in 1959, it's 66 and 10 months. If you're born in 1958, it's 66 and 8 months, and so on. And they've changed these. So now the first bend point is 960. And I'm going to go over this in a spreadsheet here in just a second. But the first bend point is 960. And you times that by 0.9. So if you're AIME, and I'm going to go over all this in here in just a second, and I'm just looking at my thing to see if I can see the video here for me doing this. But if you go on to your AIME is your average index monthly earnings. If you go on and find out what your AIME is, your first $960 is your first bend point, and you get 90% of that. The next amount between 961 and 5785, you get 32% of that. And any amount above 5785, you get 15% of that. All right, so let me just go here real quick. Hey. Yeah, I didn't add the one yesterday to the list because we had too much talking in the front end. But yeah, they will be going forward for sure. All right, what's up, Ben? Good to have you guys here. All right, so now what we do is we go to Wanda Worker's statement, all right, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, is I say, how come I can't get this on my thing? Hold on just a second here. It's weird. Why can't I get it on my channel videos? I'm not sure why it's, either way. I got the quote. Anyway, so we'll keep going. So here's Wanda Worker's statement. She gets $19.15 a month at full retirement age. All right, this is dated May 1st, 2019. And so what we did yesterday is we took these years of her working history, and we just put them on this spreadsheet. All right, so literally I just typed them in. Her actual earnings, 224 in 1975, 584 in 1976, and you can see 224 in 1975, 584 in 1976. I just put them on here. Then I used her earliest year of eligibility, which gives us her indexing amount. All right. And so all we're doing is we're taking, I'll tell you what, hold on just a second. Let's make this, round it up to one simple number. There we go. All right. Hold on just a second. Let's round that sucker. All right. There we go. And round that guy too. So make it simple. We're going to, format numbers right there. All right. So basically what we're doing here is we're saying at the end of the day, the amount that she made Wanda Worker in 1975 was $224, but we times that by 6.283 because that's the earliest year of eligibility index amount. And again, Wanda was born in 1959. So anyone born in 1959 will have the exact same amount of her index amount. I was born in 1970, so mine's different. And we just times them. That's all we're doing. We're just timesing these. Now, what happens is we take the top 35 years of her indexed amounts, the top 35 years, and we add those together. All right. So I want to show you something here. This is crazy. Let me just see real quick. My man from Worcester, what's up, Don? Right on. Oh, I'm not sharing it. You're right. Okay, thanks. I gotta share it. Oh yeah. Ooh, thanks for telling me that, big man. Appreciate that. I gotta share the sheets. Oy. Ooh, I'm glad you told me that. Thanks, brother. It's a work in progress. Can you see the spreadsheet now? If you would put that on there, if you could see the spreadsheet now. Yeah, that's why I couldn't see. Oh man. Let's see. Did you see the spreadsheet? Hold on just a second. Why can't I get my thing to work on my phone here? Weird. All right, cool. All right, sweet. All right, so we're going, let me just show what I was doing here. I was going to Wanda Worker's statement, and this is $19.15 a month is what she's going to get for her Social Security benefit at her full retirement age, if she continues to work until her full retirement age. It says very explicitly right here, at your current earnings rate, which is right here, $48,642, you will get, if you continue working until your full retirement age, they're saying 67 years, I don't know why, 66 and 10 months, but whatever, you'll get $19.15. At your current earnings rate, if you continue to work until 70, you get $24.05, and if you at 62, $13.44. Right now, we're just worried about her rate at her full retirement age, $19.15. But again, that says she has to keep working until she's 67 years old. But watch this. And again, I went to the bend points, and this is why I did a video on it today. It's changed. The first 960 of her AIME, she'll get 90% of. The next from 5785 through 960, she'll get 32% of. And any amount above 5785, she'll get 15%. That'll make sense in just a second. All right. So simply, we took her her actual earnings, and then we just times them by the indexed amount from what I used yesterday on finding her earliest year of eligibility through the Social Security statement, a Social Security link that I had in the show notes yesterday. And I'll do it again here today. And so the amount she made in 1975, we times that by her index amount, and that gives us her indexed earnings here of 1407 and so on. Now, what we do is we take the top 35 years of her indexed earnings. We take the top 35 years of her indexed earnings and add them all together. So what we do here is the first amount, as I say, and let's go down here, the first 35 years. All right, so right now, we're going to have her stop and working in 2018. We're going to have her stop and working in 2018, where she made $50,000 in 2018. So she didn't work in 2019. And the Social Security Administration says she'll have a 3.9% increase in her average wage index. So that $50,000 will be the last year she worked. So we take all these years of her index earnings from 1984 at $33,132 and add them all up. And that gives us $1.878 million in total index earnings. Now what we do is we take her top 30, took her top 35 years, then we times the 35, because there's 35 years in her Social Security record, by 12 months per year, and we get a numerator, whatever the bottom one is, 420. So we divide this number by this. So we divide her total index earnings by the 420. Now, it's 420 is always the divisor, whatever the bottom number is. You got the top and the bottom. Even if she only worked 30 years, you'll divide it by 420. Even if she worked 40 years, you'll divide it by 420. This will always be the divisor. And so her AIME is this divided by that, $4,472. I hope that makes sense. All right, so again, we take the top 35, which means all these other years, the 8,265, the 6,650 of earnings she had taxed in 1981 and 82 and whatnot, they're gone. They don't do anything for her. They're literally gone. They're not included in the system. Now, she didn't pay tax on them, but sucks. So they don't use those numbers to give her a benefit. That might be something they could change to make this thing more solvent. I don't know. But anyway, So her AIME is 4472, but remember the AIME is not your benefit amount. That is just the amount for which we use these bend points to determine her actual PIA. So we scroll up here and I simply, what did I say? 4417, 4472. So 4472. And remember the first $960, we times that by 0.9, which gives us $864. That's going to be her first bend point. That's the amount she gets. Her second bend point, 961, anything above 961 up until 5785, which in her case for Wanda Worker is 3,512, will be her second bend point. We times that by 0.32. And because she has nothing, her AIME is below 5786, there's no third bend point for her. So we take these two numbers, we add them together, and that is her benefit amount, 1987, which is not what Social Security has. They have 1915. So I am showing a benefit that is, what, $72 higher, $72 higher. Why? Well, because Social Security statement has her quitting in 2000, does not have her with earnings of 2018. She made no money in 2018. But I did have her with earnings in 2018. So in 2018, right here, to work that extra year for $50,000 only gave her an extra benefit amount of $72 a month. And if we times $72 a month, that's doesn't give her much. I'd say that right now. It gives her like 8 something. And so what's going on here? Hold on a sec. Blink equals that times that. It only gives her a total benefit of $864 a year. That's it. So for working that extra year, she made $864 extra dollars a year for the rest of her life in Social Security. Not much. And remember, a full work week, a full work year is 2,080 hours. So essentially, she worked an extra 2,080 hours, not even counting commuting, not counting overtime, not counting all the other crap she's got to deal with, to get an extra $864 a year in Social Security. Now, if we times that by 20, I'm just going to do it with my calculator here, that would give her an extra $17,000. So if she lives another 20 years, she'll have added an extra $17,000, not counting cost of living adjustments and total benefits. I don't know if that's worth it, but watch this. Let me just see what we got here. Hey, San Antonio, Bob, hey, right on, right on. Yeah, Pablo. Yeah, I know, man. Everyone loves Pablo. It makes me feel late. Pablo, I'm jealous of. Oh, actually, he's such a nugget. Love that kid. All right, but watch this. All right, so that's if she works if she stopped working in 2018, Social Security has her benefit of 1915. If she worked one extra year, I just calculated the benefit, it would be 1987. So not a huge difference. But what if she worked until she's 67, like Social Security says? And then what I did here is I said, okay, in 2018, we do have an average wage index. We increase her benefit by whatever the rate was that Social Security used, which is 3.9. But once you hit 60, they no longer index your benefit. It's just whatever dollar amount you make. That's it. They no longer give an indexed amount. So in 2019, we'll say she didn't get a raise. She made $50,000, and thus her benefit base will be $50,000. And then I said, what if she got a 2% cost of living adjustment each and every year thereafter? Again, these are not indexed at all. There's no indexing here. It's just based on the amount you make. Once you hit 60, the AWI, the average wage index, stops. You're just getting the benefit, whatever, based on your actual dollars that you make. So in this case, I said by the time she's 67 years old, she'll have worked an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. So she'll work an extra 9 years at roughly $55,000 a year, 9 times 55. So she'll make an extra roughly $500,000, $495 to be exact. But watch what happens. Her total index earnings only goes up by $97,000. Even though she made an extra $500,000 of total money, her total earnings for Social Security to give her benefit base on only went up by $975. It went from 1.878 to 1.975. And the way we do that, again, we take the top 35 years of work. And so what happens here is we got any year that's not 50,000 in her total index earnings, we just get rid of. So in this case, we get rid of all these years from basically 1992, all these years from 1992 all the way down to 1975. She makes none of those years go to her record at all, none. So that is a total, and I don't think people get this. That is a total amount of $515,000 of her index earnings, which none of it is used to calculate her total benefit, none whatsoever. So while working those extra 9 years, she was able to get $500,000 of income. That's great, but it did hardly anything for her Social Security benefit. It only increased her total index earnings by $97,000. In fact, so we take her new total index earnings, again, the top 35 years of 1.975, which meant she sacrificed all these years, 50, 48, 46, and only increased it by an extra 97,000. So essentially what happened is she had $390,000 less. She had, I think it's $390,000 more going towards her total benefit, but she sacrificed $295,000 that she lost because it only takes her top 35 years. So I hope that makes sense. It's nuts. And so in this case, her AIME is only 4704. So we go to 4704 and we say her new benefit is 2,062. And I forgot what it was, 2,000. So let me just write that, 2,062, where her old benefit was 40, I think it's 4471. 1987. So this minus that. So in this case, it's only $75 a month. That's it for all those extra years of work. And some, look, it might be a great job, might be a crappy job, but it doesn't matter. For all those extra years of work, she only makes an extra $75 a month. And don't forget, on top of that, she still has to wait till she's 67 in order to get her PIA, or full retirement age benefit, or primary insurance amount. I know this might sound confusing, but man, I was just messing with this for my course. I was like, I've got to share this. It's crazy. Because I was talking to a lady the other day, and she was like, Josh, I need to work until I'm 67 or even 70 in order to get my my max amount of benefits. And I was like, no, you don't. You absolutely don't need to do that from Social Security. Now, again, if we go back to this right here, her spreadsheet, you know, by working these extra 9 years, she'll have another $495,000 of which she was able to pay down debt, of which she was able to put into her 401k, not having to draw her IRA money, all that stuff. But in terms of adding to her Social Security benefit, it doesn't do crap. It really does not do crap. And so I'm just telling you, if you're in a crappy old job, but you think you need to stay in that crappy old job because you're going to increase your Social Security benefit, that's just not, there's no evidence of that at all. And again, the reason is because they only take your top 35 years of indexed earnings, which means the amount of money you made in the past actually gets adjusted a whole lot more than the amount of money you made recently. So unless you have considerable more income now than you did, 10, 15, 20 years ago, there's really hardly any benefit at all, as I just showed you right there. So don't stay at your crappy old job just because Social Security you think is going to give you a raise. So again, the lady I was talking to, she thought she'd have to stay till 70. And secondly, also, remember, you can retire, leave your job, and not take Social Security. Just because you quit your job doesn't mean you have to take Social Security, all right? And just because you take Social Security, on the other hand, doesn't mean you have to quit your job. You can do both. I mean, it depends on your, what your circumstances are, but they're not, these things, one need not happen with the other. You can leave at 62 until your boss get out of Dodge and still delay Social Security until you're 70. Or you could delay Social Security, or you could continue to work until you're 70 and take Social Security at your full retirement age, 66, 67, however old you are. These things there's no correlation there. One does not have to happen to the other. I can't stress this enough. All right, so why do I make such a big deal of that? Well, Tampa Bay Bolts, TPA Bolts, nah. The reason I'm making such a big deal of that, because I think Social Security gets way undervalued. Yeah, so look at that here in just a second, Rob. That gets way undervalued without question. And people discount it. They doubt it. They say, blah, 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 Social Security or Ponzi scheme. all that stuff. Just don't do that. It's nuts. And so the issue is, at the end of the day, you paid into Social Security. It's your money. It's not a welfare check. I was listening to some who was I listening to? Some podcast, and the other guy's like, so it was one of my guys too, an Austrian economist, basically social. Who the hell was I can't remember, but he's like, Social Security is a transfer payment. And basically, when they talk about transfer payments, they talk about from the taxpayer to the non-taxpayer, welfare. And Social Security is not welfare. It's just not. It's not welfare. You paid into it. It's your tax money. Social Security is not a welfare program. And those who say it is don't know what the hell they're talking about. Now, some people say, well, you paid more into it or less into it than you're getting back. Well, that's because of the growth, theoretically, of the earnings of Social Security. But don't forget, in this case, Wanda worked. Let me make myself smaller there. I love this live stream stuff. I'll be doing this all the time now. Wanda, she worked from 1975 until 2027. So she made, let's just sum these guys up. She had total, actually, let's do this. She had total indexed earnings of all this amount right here. So her total index earnings are 2.49 million. But if she's only going to get paid on 1.975 million. So don't tell me it's a welfare program. That's $500,000 of index earnings that's not being attributed to her. That went someplace. Someone's getting that money. It's not her. And so and I remember my Devin was showing how Social Security is such a great investment. It's not. It's not a great investment, but it's certainly not a welfare benefit. No way. I mean, to say it's a welfare benefit, you don't pay into it. Medicare is not a welfare benefit. These are not transfer payments. These are legit money that's yours. And so don't discount it. I'm just telling you, man, that's why I make such a big deal of Social Security, because A, it's your money, it's your right money. It's not going away. I don't care if you love Obama or Trump. I don't care. No one's taking it away. And B, it's taxed so much more favorably too. Not to use Social Security for the extent of how valuable it is. It's just crazy, man, talk. All right. So Rob says, was confused about the bend points you did earlier. Do they base those up till you? Yes. Well, what happens is they're going to use your bend points, Rob. They're going to change every year. So your benefit will be based on whatever the bend point is for your PIA. So for me, my PIA is at 67. So 2037 will be my bend points was based on, if that makes sense. So that would change. Absolutely. And the reason it changes is because cost of living adjustments. I mean, you can see some from 2018 to 17 to 18, it only went up by 10. From 2015 to 2016, it went up by $30. Here it went up by $34. So you can see some years it doesn't go up much at all. Let's see, 2000. Look at that, from 2008 to 2009 it went up. So I don't know how they figure that out. Actually, that's interesting. I don't know, but yeah, absolutely. So it's your PIA is your bend point is going to be based absolutely on your primary insurance amount, or your bend point is going to determine your PIA, your primary insurance amount. So, and they're going to look at your PIA based on your full retirement age for sure. And that's how they figured out. What's your full retirement age? 67. That will get my PIA is based on when I turn 67. I can take it at 62, but it's still based on the PIA at whatever my bend point or whatever my PIA was at 67. If that makes sense. I don't know if they came out today, Jeff. I just noticed it. I was just doing this research, and I'm not sure if they came out today or not. But I just did this. I was just doing this for my course, and I just noticed it. I was like, wow, I wasn't. I didn't realize that the new bed points came out so soon. I imagine they probably come out at the same time when they announced their cost of living adjustment. So if you retire early, do they base? Okay, so we talked about that, right? If you retire early, do they base? Nah. So they're going to say they're still going to do the bend points based on your prime, because your bend points are what determines your PIA, your primary insurance amount, and your PIA is determined what your full retirement age is. So is it going to be based on your full retirement age? That makes sense. So for me, my full retirement age year is 2037. And that would be when my bend points are adjusted, because that's the only way they can do my PIA is for what my full retirement age is. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I showed the new bend points this morning, but I don't know when they came out. Yeah, right. So Tim says, I'm pretty sure it goes up to FRA. I don't know how else it could work, Tim. I think that's 100% right, because your full retirement age is a year in which you get your PIA And all this is based on your PIA, your full retirement age, to get the later credits if you stay till 70, if you get a reduced amount because you took it at 62, but still all based on your PIA, which is based on your full retirement age. And your AIME, I know this is all this acronyms, but it's still important to understand. Your AIME is the amount, your average index monthly earnings, which is what figures out your PIA based on your FRA. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to show. So she didn't pay in all her income. She only paid in the Social Security. I don't know what Social Security income D taxes. She didn't pay in all her. I don't know what that means. She didn't pay in all her income. She only. I'm not sure what you're saying there. You know, she paid 6.2% on all her income. She certainly did. Her earnings, she paid 6.2. Well, not 1975, but certainly since I think it's 19. I can't remember when they made. I think it was under Clinton they raised it 6.2. I forgot, but 6.2, 6.2, 6.2. Absolutely, she paid into it. And she didn't make more than the cap. Raise the cap. No, she didn't make. I mean, she was making 42,000, and the index amount was 59,000. So she paid into it. Absolutely. Anything else here? All right. Yeah, this would be like I said. My man Scooby says, "Can you make sure these will be up on the live stream?" Absolutely. Yeah, I put this one up. The one that Mara and I did earlier, we just had a lot of trial and error on the front end for sure. So we'll do that, and absolutely get this up there now. In fact, I got to go out and get my kids. Last question here: correct calculation for taking at age 62. Is the correct, so you're asking the correct calculation for taking it, is it 67.5%? Yeah, it's that seems low. So if you lose, I think it's 30. Yeah, but yeah, there you go, 32. That's right, man. So Scooby Doo, where are you? Need a Scooby snack? I got Pablo snacks back there. So that's right, it'd be about 60. Yeah, about 67%. Right on, man. So is your first year eligible? Rick, I think it's going to be for your PIA, your full retirement age, because that's what everything is contingent on, your full retirement age. All right, my friends, going to go get my kids from the bus. Just want to jump on here and share this with you. I appreciate it. I'll put these up on the thing for later, but I love doing the screen share live stuff. It's fun. I get to answer some questions, and there's no formality to it. It's just what's ever occurring to me. So we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, Sunday at 7:30, whoever, I'm going to have 2 Energy Advocate newsletters to give away. So on the comment section, just make sure you put where you're from. So my man Rob's from Worcester, Massachusetts. All you got to do is put Worcester, Mass, and I'll send you a free 1-year subscription to the Energy Advocate. So that way you can stop your fear about climate change. No, climate change. Because climate change and the financial fearmonger are the enemies of sanity. And if these people are so scared about climate change, I just want to drop an anvil on my head. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks now. What do I do here? I go here. I go there. All right, cool.